So about how much Monster Hunter have we played this week?
I don't know, days worth. Like so much. There we have left so much death in our wake.
Because let's be real here. None of us played any other video games this week.
No, I really didn't, my guy. No, I was either playing with you all, or I was doing the follower quests, or I was just hunting things on my onesies.
Yeah. Dude, Sunbreak's a little too dangerous.
Yeah. This Monster Hunter in general is usually too dangerous for me, anyway. I realize a lot of people either this or World wasn't their bag of tea. But yeah, no, this is the constant struggle I have when a new Monster Hunter comes out every single time.
Yeah, no, fuck, like the other night, I'm like sitting here like just doing hunts, look down, it's like fucking 6 hours later, and I'm like, uh
Oh crap! I have work tomorrow. Uh, bye guys.
some some of those times where I went to sleep, I woke up like pretty much just before the time I needed to go to work. Like, shit. um, nah, this has been absolutely fucking ridiculous. Let's see. I think when Sunbreak dropped, I had in between 90 and 100 hours in that game. And then at the moment, I'd have to bring up Steam, but I'm pretty sure I'm sitting at like 130 something hours. So
I have no idea where I was before Sunbreak left off. I'm at 300 and some odd hours now. So,
I'm at
and this is
122
after,
at the moment.
yeah, and of course this is after all things considered fairly recently getting this on PC and starting over again. So
Yeah. Um, I don't know, man. I was actually, I was a little concerned. All right, because I'm assuming the end game for this is the anomaly fight, the afflicted shit, right? That's pretty much what
wait,
the end
what?
game's gonna be.
Oh
The end
yeah,
game,
absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
The end game is afflicted. I saw that one review and there was like questionable end game decisions, and I'm like, what's so questionable about fighting afflicted monsters and getting their parts to make weapons and armor?
I don't know. Genuinely, I think that this is better than the apexes that we had. I think that
Yeah,
rampage
definitely.
weapons were a good idea. They just didn't pan out the way that I think they wanted them to. Whereas this is great. Just give us a bunch of sets that all are amazing. There are very few duds. I want to make most of them
Mm-hmm.
and make it so that in order to get the big bad weapon that everyone wants, you gotta you gotta interact with that end game, and it's fine. It's just the monsters we know with a slight gimmick.
And the gimmicks, honestly, when we talked about when you were like, the gimmick when I first went into the afflicted fight, I was like thinking it's gonna be something horrible. Afflicted's actually not that. I mean, okay, let's be real here. We've touched low level afflicted monsters. Not like that. I think the highest one I touched was
Yeah,
what's
I'm a
that,
bit higher
Rathian?
than you.
What's that, Rathian? So I'm if there's any like afflicted fucking Valstrax or afflicted Scorn Magnum Alo or something like that, that would be that might be a little rough.
I mean,
But
for me, it's more just the case of we haven't hit very specific parts on monsters, and
mhm.
all parts are not made equally. So every now
Yeah.
and again, you do have to just concede that the monster's going to win this round, step back, let it do its thing, and begin again.
Mhm.
Also, I imagine some of these are going to be absolute tanks. These are not things
I
I'm
mean,
going to
they
want to
already
do.
are.
Well, yeah, but these like I I apparently am very weird. I don't think I am, but apparently this is just true. I have no problem playing this game solo. I can play it solo. If I see people online, I can happily play it with people online.
Mhm.
This is probably not something I want to do solo. I can do
Oh
it,
yeah, afflicted.
sure,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna want to.
No, you wanna have so this is what you want. All right, you're gonna be playing whatever. I think what you picked up what Switch Axe. You've been messing around with that.
I have Switch Axe and Sword and Shield and Light Gun at the moment.
Yeah. So
Not Sword and
so
Shield, bloody Charge Blade, Sword and Shield. I haven't played that since second Portable.
so you're doing the melee stuff, and you want your good boy Aqua in there with his heavy bow gun, shooting the parts from a distance. That way the parts get hit and they get destroyed. So you're not melee range getting fucking blown up. Called
I mean,
symbiotic relationship there.
you're actually entirely correct. Yes.
Because I would hate being melee against an afflicted monster solo. I hate being. Honestly, I don't really like playing Monster Hunter solo that much because like you give me a choice to play with 3 other people, I immediately want to play with 3 other people.
I mean,
Right?
yes. Like I have no problem playing solo. I did for many years because it was just me and one other person that played for a while and couldn't always get together. But yeah, given the option of a full party, that's always going to be fun. More fun.
Yeah. And with the afflicted, it's not like doing the follower quest, right? You have to do those solo, right?
Which
You can
we will get to when we do our Sunbreak stuff. I
yeah.
loved that idea.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that idea is amazing. But with afflicted monsters, you can, queue up the whole anybody can join type thing or whatever, and people can join you fighting the monsters. And it's not like Monster Hunter World where most of the fucking randoms that you got in there were complete garbage. All right.
So, like, I am going to address this. Like, that's just a fact, right? Like, I don't take any
Yeah, that is just
pleasure.
a fact. Yeah.
I don't take any pleasure in saying this, but the difference between World and Rise's multiplayer is stark.
Yeah, no, for some reason, like I was so afraid hitting the allow like the doing the fucking SOS flare, all right, going to world and iceborne monsters or whatever, than I am hitting the yes allow people to join button at the start of a mission, all right. For some fucking reason, I have no idea what it is, but world itself just attract. Okay, you know what? I know what it is. All right, world is everybody's first Monster Hunter. Everybody that isn't part of Monster that it wasn't part of Monster Hunter.
Okay,
It's
I was about
everybody's
to say.
it's everybody's first Monster Hunter. All right, it was my first Monster Hunter. I would have hated to be. I never joined people that did SOS stuff. I never did that because I'm not that type of person. I'm not just gonna join random people. I have random people join me sometimes, but I didn't in world. I do it at Rise a lot, but um, in World, it was a lot of people's first Monster Hunter, and the majority of people sucked. All right, now you would sometimes get some of those people that were actually god at the game, and pretty much could solo the monster even with multiplayer health and everything. But in Rise, it's just not much of a problem. You get a few randoms here and there that'll, like we had that one random that triple carded, but I mean we also have a friend that triple cards us all the time. So and I can say that because I will also triple card us, but only on Narwa. Cause fuck that fight. But
I
yeah,
don't see
like
how it's that bad.
yeah, the All Mother is that bad. um, but yeah, no, yeah. Rise just doesn't. Rise has like a different. It's like people's second Monster Hunter, but it's also a lot of people's like 20th Monster Hunter, and I know a lot of people like to compare Rise to the different Monster Hunters before World, whatever.
Yeah,
Because
it
like
is more akin to well, I guess Generation and before. But
yeah,
I mean, I still think that mostly just comes down to the way it looks. I think it takes so much from World that it is very clear that this is the direct sequel to that.
yeah.
But again, this is all chats we should probably save when we do our Monster Hunter episode. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we will be here for a long time.
Yeah, so the other thing we did this week was instead of recording last night because it was 4th of July and both you and I were get down Mr. Presidents outside because nothing but pop 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 pop. Um I forced you to watch a very bad anime and
You
animation.
did. You did.
Uh
You did this to me.
And well, I mean, at least you don't have to. Like I said, I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna force you to watch Ice Queendom until it like builds up. So, and that's gonna at least be good to watch and not like sighing all the time.
Don't let me down, writers. Don't let me down, Shaft. You can do it. I have faith.
um, I'm sure some of you at this point in time, in 10 minutes into here, are wondering where the hell is Leak. She again cannot be here with us this week.
Still love you. Waiting for you. When she gets back, everyone will know.
We're gonna have a party.
Hell yeah.
But that's literally all we did this week is fucking Monster Hunter, man, and that's honestly probably all you're gonna hear from us the next couple of weeks until Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be unbearable.
No, it's gonna be okay. I don't have any other games to play, so I mean, I do have other games to play. I don't have any other games that I want to play. All right, so we're just both gonna be talking about Monster Hunter for the next like 3 weeks. So unless you or I burn out pretty quickly, which is a possibility. Little did not forget us this week.
Hey.
I'm assuming he sent this yesterday, so he meant this to happen yesterday. But his important question this week: can they please fire the character designer at Tri-Ace? So
yeah.
I'm going to correct him on this one. The character designer, albeit for the main character of Star Ocean 6, is bad. All right. The character design for fucking
I
White
don't know.
Snake Raymond.
I'm kind of coming around on Captain Whitesnake.
Oh god. No, I don't if they just changed his hair a bit, I think it would be okay. His hair is too 80s. It's too glam metal.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is.
It is way too glam metal. It's not the design of the character that's the problem. It's the model, all right? That's not a character designer thing. That is whoever's in charge of the decision of using these 2013 PSO2 looking fucking character models. All right? If this looked anything like, Unreal Engine fucking, 4 Tales of Arise looking type like models, it'd probably look all right. But the models for Star Ocean 6 are just god awful.
Yeah, they're I have to admit they're not very good. Now, I've not played a lot of Star Ocean. I played 3. I played till the end of time very casually, and that was a very long time ago. So this is kind of something that stays off my radar, but Trius in general kind of puts out games that always feel a bit, well, let's be kind. Let's go with nostalgic. We'll use the kind terminology. They feel a bit nostalgic. Because
Yeah.
you can even see it on Valkyrie Elysium. Something about those models don't
but
look
Elysium is not made by
modern.
Tri-Ace.
I guess
And they look better than Star Ocean 6.
I mean, yeah, that's just fair enough.
It looks better, but everything else, we'll get to it later because we have a Star Ocean a little bit. Anyway, yes, fire the modeler at Tri-Ace. All right, and maybe talk to the character designer and tell him that 80s glam metal does not look good as a captain for a space ship. All right. Everyone else looks like great. The voice cast is going to be good. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Besides that, game looks great. So does Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I agree. And it's gonna be a few good years of games. These next few
Man,
years are gonna be
yeah.
good.
Yeah, at least I can feel pretty confident saying the next 12 months are gonna be pretty solid in that
Yeah.
regard.
And happy 4th of July.
Hey, happy America Day.
Happy Treason Day. But we do have
We
some
do hope
news.
that you all were safe out there. It was
Yeah.
not it was rough in places.
It wasn't crazy around here, but
Yeah, it was pretty good here as well. Loud, ruckus, a bit of a ruckus, but that's about it.
yep. We do have some news this week. Some good news, some mediocre news, and some what the fuck news. Um, this morning I woke up, looked at my phone, and the first thing I saw was that Alex McCullough finally released the Close in the Distance community cover that he's been
Yeah.
working on the past couple of months. And
Yeah, he's been talking about this for a while.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's nice. It's nice. It made me tear up a bit because
Ah, it
you
was
know,
very sweet.
um, he got people like Susan Calloway in there. I think he got Zeppelin to sing in one part. He got
He did.
uh the was it Amanda from Shadowbringers to sing in there. I'm honestly surprised I didn't see Jason Charles Miller somewhere in there because I mean
I
he
mean,
does
he
sing the
did
original
sing
song.
exactly.
So that's pretty good. It's really nice. Um
It is a
hey,
fantastic example of, like, a community coming together to do something
yeah.
genuinely very nice.
There's 1,400 people in there. Denmo did an amazing job at editing the video.
Sure did.
I tuned into one of his streams while he was editing it, and it looked like the most monotonous fucking task ever. He had a grid set up because like the towards the part where everybody was like singing and everything. Um,
Mhm.
uh, he had like all those grids set up, all right, and he was going through each and every single grid, going through each segment of everybody's uploaded video and like song, putting it in there, making sure it matched up correctly, making sure like the video was centered correctly in each square. And he did that for hours and
I'm so
hours
sorry.
and
You
hours.
did such a fantastic job. Oh my goodness.
I sat there and was like, I was like, this looks very monotonous, Denmo. He goes, yeah, it is. Why do you think I'm streaming? I need somebody to talk to. I'm like, touche, touche. But that was really great. I love that, and Alex McCullough does so much for the 14 community already. Um, and he's a really good composer too. So next was the next thing I looked at, which is also 14 related, was and I'm not shitting you on this one, because I thought so too as soon as I saw it. Somebody put out an advertisement for a nightclub in 14 on a couple of billboards. And I mean
So
real life billboards.
so I thought this was fake because I
It's
got
not.
back in today at about 2 o'clock, and I sit down and I see Final Fantasy 14 trending, and my first thought is, "Okay, cool. What's going on?" And I click into it, and it's just discourse.
Yeah.
I eventually track it back to the billboards, apparently like 12K or something. Someone had some deep pockets for a couple of billboards for a what
Uh,
is it, a
an
group
art
on
role playing nightclub.
amazing. Um, not to get specifically into the things that have been talked about for this, but needless to say, when you link back and go to the Discord that this is kind of shouting out, there is a lot of defense at play, lots of, "Oh, no, this is totally legal," and everyone else kinda coming in and kindly reminding them, "No, it really isn't."
Yeah, no. Happy put out a video. He stated that there a lot of things with the billboard are are above ground. It's legal. Most of it's legal. There's a few exceptions within within the screenshot that they had of the game that is
All I'm saying is they put
questionable.
Square Enix's name and copyright on that. That immediately screws up any plan about this is mostly
Well, they
legal
had
now.
to. No, they had to. If they didn't put
Well,
it in there, it would have been illegal. Period.
my point on this is no matter what they did, it was illegal because they're not allowed to do that without
That's what I'm
Square's
saying.
say so.
That's what I'm saying about like Happy's video. Happy goes through like
Mm, mhm.
the list of things, and he goes pretty much every single thing on that billboard is above ground. All right, like they had the trademark in there. They had everything because like any screenshot you do has to have the trademark and everything. The thing that they fucked up on was there are some changed assets within the screenshot itself. That being that one of the characters is using a top piece that is not in the game yet.
It's
It has
data
been
mined, right? Yeah, I'd
it
heard
has been
about that.
data mined. And I mean, outside of people that are super into that, slash like the devs themselves, nobody would have really noticed. But it is a data mine piece that isn't out yet. It's supposed to come in like the Moonfire Fair, and that thing makes that whole picture on a technical basis not allowed because it's not an approved asset in the game from Square. If it would have just been a normal screenshot or whatever, it would have been fine, honestly. But
I don't know that there's any way in which this doesn't get some clapback from Square, but I'm not a lawyer, so who knows?
well, from what I heard, they took it down pretty much
I'm
automatically.
not surprised.
Um, but yeah, from what I know, they took it down. Square probably won't do too much about it. They will probably in the next live letter or something, or maybe Yoshi will come out with one of his statements on the lodestone or whatever.
You know, at the
And
end of the next live letter, Yoshi's gonna stop, sigh very deeply, and go, "All right, didn't think I'd have to tell you this, but don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, we want to like you. We don't want to come down on you guys, but like, this is how you kill modding. Just behave."
well, he just tells people don't mod in general. Just do not mod. They cannot condone it, and do not plaster mods on a fucking billboard.
On a fucking billboard, yeah, absolutely.
If it was just advertising, actually no, that wouldn't even been the case. If this was an above board nightclub or whatever, where there was no like ERP involved, which but people have already said that this nightclub specifically hosts ERP stuff or whatever in it. If this was like an above board, like the shit that Sly does or whatever, this was an above board like nightclub shit, it probably would be okay. All right, because they're not doing this on the ruse that it's family friendly or anything like that. It's just people hanging out or whatever. It's not like it's not like you can go into a fucking room and have like text sex with other people or whatever. Then it would have been probably all right, and taking out all the modded shit and all that crap. But this
Do you
place
know what it
is
really comes down to for me, though?
what?
Above everything, why do you feel the need to put this on a billboard? Like,
I don't know, man. Who wants to pay? Why pay $12,000? Because there was only 2 billboards, I think. There was one in Texas and apparently one in LA. All right, $12,000. You know what I could do with $12,000? All right, I can have a better room set up and a computer set up and everything like that. All right, I could live very comfortably for the next couple of months.
thinking about the bills you could pay.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, like
A
this is
billboard.
hmm. It's just weird to
Already,
me. Like,
yeah.
this is like I hate to say it, but this is what shout chat is mostly used for.
Yep.
Like, it's why I have a completely separate chat that like filters out shout. Just like leave this for in game, and even then, have some class.
I'm like, the reason why most of you modders and ERPers or whatever don't get like brutally destroyed by the dev team, all right, is because you keep it mostly under wraps and not flouting it like in everybody's face or whatever. The billboard is literally the worst thing you could do. It's literally out there for everybody, and it has it like people from the outside of 14 would look at that and be like, that looks like a Square Enix sanctioned advertisement. All right. Square didn't sanction that. Two,
Boy,
Square
Square doesn't
doesn't
want that.
Square doesn't want people to think that they sanction this. All right. So, I mean, I know Happy like added Legal Eagle earlier today to see if he could get a Legal Eagle to maybe make a video on it or whatever, and he might.
I don't
Um,
think legally was interested in talking about this.
no, Legal Eagle makes video game stuff all the time.
I'm aware. I don't think this is big enough. But hey, hopefully I'm wrong.
But I don't know. I went from community cover to nightclub billboard, and I was like,
Man,
do I
that's
want
some
to?
whiplash.
I'm just like, can I go back to sleep? But no, I had to work today, so no, I had to stay up and listen, like read all the shit that was going on today. So, uh, but last week we told you guys that there was a Nintendo Mini Direct happening, and it happened.
Sure did.
And I'm not gonna talk about everything that was on it, but I am gonna talk about this. I am gonna bring up some stuff that like shouted out to me. Um, that's pretty relevant.
All right.
Honestly, the biggest thing that I saw in there was Harvestella. That game
Yeah.
looks kind of sick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I am immediately not entirely on board because it's a farming sim game with some combat, but I am interested enough to look at it and see what other people are reacting to it like. I know a lot of people who are interested in I believe it's called Song of Seasons and Harvest Moon and a
Story of
couple of my
Seasons.
friends Story. I will get it right eventually. Um and a couple of my friends who were into like sort of Du Valley like saw this and was like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this."
Yeah, look.
So
Ow, ow.
so to all of you who like needed this in your life, I'm so happy for you, man. Like it's cathartic getting what you actually want, isn't it?
Yeah,
Here's to hoping it's good. Like I really hope nothing goes wrong with that game.
yeah. It was like it's got the farming sim life, which I mean I'm not really too into, but I've played Story of Seasons. I've played um Animal Crossing. Um, so it's something I can deal with. Like I played a
Mhm.
good bit of I forget what Story of Seasons I played. Um, but I played a little bit with a friend, and I mean it's not bad. There's a lot. I mean there's a lot to handle in it. But this game just looks its art looks really good. The farming doesn't look too like complicated or anything. It looks kind of like maybe dumbed down a little bit. There's like action combat in a
Which is surprising. I would have expected this to be turn-based for sure.
now it's like Rune Factory. Rune Factory just came out with a game that's kind of pretty much like this. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Rune Factory has action combat, but this like I mean this is starting to be Square's bread and butter. Is like pushing out a bunch of action games recently. So it looks. I mean, I saw that and I was like, okay, you know what? I might get this. It's going to be for a Nintendo Switch. I don't know if it's on PlayStation. It's definitely on Steam if I recall correctly. Um, yeah, I'm pretty interested in this. Will I get it when it first comes out? Probably not. There's too many games this year and next year. So
Yeah, it's stacked. It's definitely amongst a rough time, a rough year to come out.
Mm-hmm. The personas that are coming to Xbox and PC also coming to Switch.
Looks great. I mean, like, these should be on the everything, and now they are, or soon will be.
Yeah, I'm just like, I think about this and I'm like, man, it's too bad that they announced it for Game Pass because I don't know.
Isn't it though? Isn't it though?
I don't know why you would get it on the Switch. You-
Portability is my only my
yeah,
only thought, and admittedly, these are pretty good games for portable.
yeah.
So
I'm not sure how well P5 will run on the Switch, but
it's true. I am thinking of 3 and 4 specifically.
3 and 4 should run honestly perfectly.
Just fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Five gets a bit iffy on that one, but I'm sure it probably doesn't run too bad.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
Who knows? The game that might run too bad. Fucking Nier Automata?
This has caused more controversy than I think anyone was prepared for. Not
How?
because Nier Automata is on the Switch. Fantastic. More places that it's on, the better. Um, to Aqua's point, I'm not sure what Black Magic they're doing to run this on the Switch. I'm assuming this is just heavily pared down, which is fine. I mean, the screen's only so big. You don't need to see everything in the distance so highly detailed. And frankly, the world states aren't always as complicated as like the hub area, the city. So
Yeah.
yeah, getting this to run on Switch seems very possible. It's not where I would want to play an action game like this,
Mm-mm.
but hey, if this is your only avenue, absolutely play it. What's interesting to me is that from this news came a little bit of controversy concerning other games that have been, well, not ported to Switch, but have found their way to Switch through the cloud.
You know about Kingdom Hearts here? You
I
talking about
might just be talking about Kingdom Hearts.
how the fuck does does Nier Automata get a physical on system port to the goddamn Switch and Kingdom Hearts doesn't?
I'm not a
How?
dev. I've only ever had to do some sound work. So I
Mhm.
have no idea the actual difficulties that go into porting a game like this. But yeah, this is interesting. This makes it, and I'd say Persona 5 makes
Dude,
it, but
I have
Kingdom
I,
Hearts couldn't, huh?
I
That's
have
wild.
I have the answer.
Ah, go on. Do
All
tell.
right. Persona 3 and 4. What did that originally come out on?
PS
PlayStation.
Portable?
No,
Sorry.
PlayStation
Yeah,
2.
the PSP and wait, what?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, like, the PSP and the PS2, I think.
yeah, yeah. All right. Those are relatively like not horrible like um devices. All right.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 came out on the PS2, so
Mm-hmm. I have the answer for that.
okay,
Uh
okay.
Nier Automata came out on the PS4 first and Xbox and Windows, all right?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
So the versions of Kingdom Hearts that they're using, all right, are the versions that got originally ported from the PS3. All right. Now, this probably wouldn't be too much of a problem if they still had the original source code for Kingdom Hearts 1. But we all know that Kingdom Hearts 1 had to be redesigned when they made the remastered, the remix versions. and it got
Hmm.
redesigned for the PS3 originally. So I'm assuming the technology that they used for Kingdom Hearts 1 had to get put into Kingdom Hearts 2, had to get put into Birth by Sleep, had to get put into Dream Drop Distance. Actually, you know what? I'll even give them the benefit of the doubt on this one and be like, Dream Drop Distance should have been Dream Drop Distance actually period should have been on the Switch period,
Yeah, no, I
because
agree.
it was originally for the 3DS and it was only made for the PS4 when ported over. It
Oh,
wasn't put on the
yes, yes, yes,
PS3.
yes.
Um I'm pretty sure what was it 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue? I think that was only for PS4. Yeah, that was only for PS4. Um my I don't know what Square was thinking. Um my only assumption was that Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, and Chain of Memories had to be redesigned for the PS3 originally, and then they got ported to PS4, which I guess wasn't too bad. Um, and then ported to PC, but I guess they can't, because I mean we talked to our friend the other night about um going back and forth and designing for two different consoles, including the Switch. And
Yeah, I could
how the
definitely
processor
follow
for
for Sony and Xbox. The idea of developing for Switch, I don't even know what's actually running on because I've never actually looked into the architecture of the Switch. I
well
just know
the
it's
architecture of
like 10 years behind.
yeah, the architecture of the Switch is a very very old processor system. Um and coding for the Switch itself isn't bad, but coding uh for the Switch and then putting it on something else, or putting something from something else to the Switch or whatever, um
It's
fucks
probably
a lot of things
nightmarish.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
nightmarish. I I still don't understand like personally how Kingdom Hearts could not have been physically ported to the Switch, and how it
By the
needed to
way,
be.
to the listeners, I am sorry. I did know this was coming and I triggered it anyway.
I I'm like flabbergasted as the reason why Nier can get a port, but Kingdom Hearts couldn't. And I mean, literally 95% of the Kingdom Hearts community is like, "What the fuck is up with that?" So yeah, I don't. Again, I don't know why you would want to play Nier Automata on the Switch. Uh, it is definitely not my go-to. Especially when the game couldn't run on PC in the beginning. It was like very horrible on PC. So I don't know. But they showed a trailer for Sonic Frontiers,
Yeah, they
which
did.
I still think is looking to be pretty all right.
Yeah.
Are you do you not think so?
No, not really.
I think it looks pretty. I think it looks like a cool Sonic action game.
I I am sure this is a fantastic game that is being developed, and I look forward to seeing everyone react to it. I myself have no true interest in 3D Sonic titles in general, and this one in specific.
Oh, come on, man. I
Dude, that
I'm
combat still looks like trash. The world still looks like it could use a one over with some actual more color on it, and it I I'm not getting the fun factor that mayhaps it
open
wants to get across to me.
open world Sonic, man. Open world
You
Sonic.
know what's weird is I've never once thought to myself, you know where Sonic needs to be in an open world, and he's done it a semi-open world, a couple of times. I've always thought that Sonic kind of thrives on rails because you know
Hey, man, there are rails in
Sonic
that
is.
game. He
This is
grinds
true.
on them. He grinds on them.
He in fact does, yeah. Look,
I
I'm all up
think
for being wrong. It's just not my cup of tea is all.
I as a person that doesn't really that is not very into Sonic games, I think this looks like something I would try. So,
Oh, I look forward to you telling us all about it then.
oh, I will. Just not on the Switch. On whatever other console it's gonna be on.
That's that is fair and understandable.
Yeah. They showed Mega Man Battle Network Legacy. You get all your good, all your amazing Mega Man games,
I
all in one
didn't
little.
realize there were so many of those games. Like Battle
There's a lot
Network
of.
had how many games? My goodness. I knew about, and I'm not joking, 2 of them.
Yeah, no, there's a man. The amount of fucking Mega Man games there are is
I mean, yeah. No,
literally
no. Like,
ridiculous.
I know there are a lot of Mega Man games. Granted, I more or less stick to the X timeline. I
Hmm.
like the original plenty. I never got into Network or Battle Network rather. I just, you know, I know people who are super into Mega Man, and I don't think they knew how many games there were.
There's Mega Man Battle Network, Mega Man Battle Network 2, Mega Man Battle Network 3 Blue, and Metal Man Battle Network 3 White. Then there's Mega Man Battle Network 4 Red Sun, Mega Man Battle Network 4 Blue Moon. It it,
What
it goes
is this
it,
Pokemon?
yeah, it goes with the Pokemon territory here. Mega Man Mega Man Battle Network 5 Team Proto Man,
I'm
Mega
on that
Man
team,
Mega Man Battle Network 5 Team
Colonel.
Team Colonel, yeah. Mega Man
Oh, I should have left you out to dry just
yeah,
trying to
I know.
say that word.
Oh, I was trying to no, I knew I was trying to read it is what it was cuz like the logo actually kind of makes it like not very readable.
Mhm.
Mega Man Battle Network 6 was it Psy Beast Gregan?
Gregor.
Gregar, and Mega Man Battle Network 6 Psy Beast. Uh I get dude these logos are so fucking bad.
Falzar. The last 2 are
Falzar.
actually just Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Fact
Um
of the matter is there are 10 of these games, and I knew about Battle Network 1 and 2, and that's it.
yeah.
That's where the
Yeah, that's
extent of
all I
my
knew about.
knowledge. I just assumed that the Battle Network games just didn't do well enough and they stopped. My mistake.
I know a lot of people are hype about this cuz
Yeah, a bunch of people are super hype about it. I think
they played
Happy's hype about it.
I haven't heard him say anything, but you know, Happy's just happy about stuff cuz he's happy.
That's fair.
Yeah. Um yeah, I mean, I'll probably not touch this cuz I'm not a Mega Man fan, but everybody gets to have their battle network in one place, so
Absolutely, that is crazy value.
it is crazy value. And the last bit of Nintendo Mini Direct that of the games that I noticed or whatever, there is Little Noah, Scion of Paradise. This is like a side-scrolling action roguelike game, and it actually looks pretty fucking cool. I'm not really into stuff like that, but I looked at it and was like, maybe. And you can play it now. It's out now.
Hey, that means you can play it now if you so choose.
Yeah, if I wanted to spend $15 right now, I could play it right now.
It's only
Yeah,
15 bucks. That's not
yeah,
bad.
yeah. I know. I was just saying it's honestly one of those things where if I paid $15 and then didn't like beat it or whatever, I wouldn't feel bad because it's like $15. But it looked good. It's made by Side Games. It looks like it kind of looks like a mobile game. In like kind of its presentation, but it's a side-scrolling roguelike, and it's made by Side Games. I sat here and was like, why are they working on this game when they could be could be finishing up Grand Blue Fantasy Relink instead of delaying it for a fourth fucking time. But
That game
no,
doesn't exist anymore, man.
yeah, I'm beginning to feel like it. It's in the fucking greatest development hell I'm like fucking dealing with right now. It was like my most anticipated game before the announcement of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And now I'm sitting here like, okay, well now at least I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and the 6 fucking games coming out between September 27th and October 27th. Fuck kidding me, man. But that's out of the mini direct that I noticed. I mean, a lot of things were either ports or just updates on previously announced titles like Mario and Rabbids and a few other things. Um, but I think this a couple days after that, Sony came out with like a little itty bitty showcase of their new subsection of in-zone gaming peripheral like monitors and headsets.
I wish
And
they had said that more clearly at the time, because I just heard Sony is getting into another aspect of the gaming market. I was like, "Oh, okay, so PlayStation's doing what now?" And I got there, and it was headsets and monitors, and they both seem pretty good, to be honest, but yeah? So?
man, they look nice. I mean, I'm all for more gaming peripheral choices if they end up being like really good. Um,
Big if on that one.
yeah, if they end up being pretty good.
Though
Um,
Sony has the money to throw at projects like this and be successful, this is something that they should be good at.
yeah, they're
Well, at
they're
least for
they're
the
they're a
monitor. I don't know
hardware
about
com-
the headphones.
they're a hardware company anyway. Like
They
they've
are like
always
this is stuff that honestly, frankly, should have been out years ago. But
yeah.
hey,
But
I just found it funny that they really put together the presentation that they did, because it was a lot to do about not nothing but very little.
yeah, it's just like it was big words and stuff. Just all they could have just said is, "Here's our new line of brand called InZone of gaming monitors and headsets." And I'd have been like, "Okay, well, I mean, show us the specs, and that's pretty much all we need to know." I
Hmm.
mean, gamers don't need the no don't need every single little thing. They don't need a presentation for it. You could just be like, "Okay, here's the specs of this monitor. Do you want it or not?" And here's the price. I didn't even see what the prices were. I just noticed.
Were there actual prices?
I don't know if they. I don't. Like I said, I don't know if they showed any prices. I got like halfway through the thing and was like, okay. I mean, this is interesting. Um. But they probably didn't. I know a couple people from OTK Asmongold's organization. They have some like I guess some like advertisement contracts with them or whatever because they were talking about
And
they were
that's going to
talking.
be more successful than what Sony did having that presentation. Genuinely, I'm well more interested to
Yeah.
see what people who will be playing on these have to say about them than Sony just essentially sitting around circle jerking their own products.
Yeah. Um. Yep, 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 yep. But that'll be interesting. I mean, I'm like always on the market to try to replace my stuff, but I never have the money to replace my stuff. So, um, we will see one day. This next bit of news, I am before the game even came out. Before the game even came out, there were already mods for fucking DNF Duel, and they're ridiculous.
They look real good. It should be
It,
stated, I mean, pretty much off the bat, this is probably just using the exact same base coding that they have for Guilty Gear, so the modders probably knew ahead of time what they were dealing with. And they look good. They look real good.
yeah, there's one for
But
Queen. There's one
uh-huh.
for what Goku. Um,
Well, so let's
oh
not
no,
just go
they
lumping these
replaced the
together.
character with Goku.
Yeah. So the Queen mod, the Persona 5 Queen mod, is just, I guess, probably the Striker model,
Yeah, no,
Persona 5
it's
Strikers,
yeah, it's just the
over
striker character
Striker,
with
no
yeah,
less. Um, so that makes sense. It's the kind of mod you expect. But they pulled Goku out of Dragon Ball Z Fighters or Dragon Ball Fighters and put him in Guilty
in the
Gear, and
game.
are now putting him in not Grand Blue. I'm sorry, Dungeon Fighters. So that's wild to me.
Yeah.
Though my favorite mod so far is genuinely Maximilian Dude
Yeah.
as not Hitman, troubleshooter. It looks great.
That's fucking hilarious. Max is like,
And watch
"I'm in a
yeah, watching him
game!"
play it was great. Like he already was like, all right, who is this dumb motherfucker? Because troubleshooter legitimately does look like Max. And then someone was like, that does look like Max. But what if it
Yeah.
looked exactly like Max?
It's
So
so
yeah, I mean,
fucking
hey, Maximilian
ridiculous.
dude, you're in the game. I hope they actually tagged you to record those lines because I would be very interested in hearing him hype out.
Dude, imagine was because it's Arc System Works that made DNF Duel, right? I think
It's
it is.
Aiding?
Oh yeah, it's Aiden. Yeah, it's Aiden.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not actually Arc System Works. I think they're using a lot of
they're using
Arcs.
Arc System Works engine, but I think
Yes.
Aiden's developing it. Imagine, imagine like they look at these mods and they're like, "Fuck it, yeah, you know what, Maximilian, dude, you'll be official character in this game."
Max would say yes. I guarantee it.
He was like, "Fuck yeah!" He's like, "I don't even want money for this. Just put me in the game."
Just put him in the game.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, there's I'm gonna get DNF Duel at some point in time because I mean, strikers in the game. That's all I need. Um,
That's astounding.
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
literally
I
all I need.
understand that kind of. I guess I can't call it character loyalty yet, but that kind of character appeal. But damn, man, damn.
That's all I need. Striker hits everything, man. He hits everything. Um, but it'll be later on because it's a fighting game, and
For sure.
obviously I don't play fighting games. Uh, a game I am gonna get on release is Star Ocean 6: The Divine Force.
Wait, really? Really? Despite all that crap you were talking earlier, you're interested in this title? Hmm.
Dude, I I've played every Star Ocean. Well, I haven't played every Star Ocean game. I've played pretty much every Star Ocean game from 3 and on. All right. To the detriment of my life sometimes. Because Star Ocean 5 doesn't exist. That was probably one of the worst video games I've ever played in my life.
That is
Um
unfortunate to hear.
it is, what's the word? It is disrespectful to call it a Star Ocean game. All right. That game was maybe a demo, in my opinion. That
Okay,
game was
for those who don't know, Five has a bit of a reputation of being way too short and not really representative of the series. I would like you all to know that I once found Star Ocean 5 on discount for like $15 and asked Aqua if it was worthwhile, and he said in no uncertain words, absolutely not.
And then your friend also said, "Have you seen everything people talk about this game?" You're like,
Yeah,
"Oh, okay."
my friend literally said there was like, okay, have you heard anything good about this game? Well, no. Yeah, you haven't.
Uh,
Listen to reviews. They know what they're talking about sometimes, especially once everyone agrees.
yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. If if the reviews are like, if reviews are bad, no, if just everybody synonymously says the game is bad, you don't ever
Exactly.
find anybody that says a good thing about this game or about a game, then it's got to be bad. No, nobody, like, there's almost nothing on the internet that everybody like vehemently agrees like on, but this is one of them. That being said, Star Ocean 6 looking promising,
Sounding great.
sounding great. The cast of voices they have on it is okay. So, Dalit, yes, I'm buying this game day one. Erica Lindbeck is in it,
I am also weak for this actress. Yes.
so anything she's in, I'm just like, shut
I
up
am
and take
heavily
my money.
considering. I don't know if I'm to the degree of just immediately saying yes and buying it there and then, but I will immediately consider yes.
Yeah. Um. the cast of characters they have Eric Lindbeck, they have Max Middleman on there. The other characters the other voices that they shown off seemed really good, um, or at least very competent. Um,
I even dug a lot of the character designs, conceptually anyway.
yeah, yeah. The biggest problem with the game is the character models. They
Yeah,
look like they're from 2013.
they do look like PSO2 models. Like I'm just putting them side by side. I absolutely see how that comparison comes about. It's there. That's a real comparison.
Yeah. That being said, gameplay looks very Tales of Arise-esque, in which both Dalit and I have platted that game. That game is
That
amazingly
was
fun.
good. It was very
Um,
fun.
there's pretty much open world traversal going on where you can just, jetpack the fuck around. That looks really nice. The environment looks great.
Sure
Um,
does.
looks like there's a bevy of different environments in that game. I mean, this is shaping up to probably be and I'm not going to say it, but it's probably going to be the best Star Ocean game since 3. Because while I enjoyed 4, there is some problems with 4. Literally have a character named Edge Maverick, which is the most white name ever. Um, and then 5 doesn't exist. Which is great. I hope this game is great. It comes out October 27th. Which is within the month of hell, because of how many fucking games come out between September 27th and October 27th. Is fucking dumb.
It is loaded.
And yeah, and it's worldwide release, which actually could not be said the same for Star Ocean 5. Star Ocean 5 came out in Japan first, and then like 3 to 4 months later, it came out in America. So this will be I think this will be the first worldwide release of a Star Ocean game. That'll be good. In the same line of Star Ocean, today Valkyrie Elysium had its release date trailer announced.
Well, I mean, technically, it was announced yesterday, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't announced yesterday. It was leaked yesterday. Because
By a
Sony
very
is
official
dumb.
source.
Because Sony is dumb, and they just fucking put the release date for Valkyrie Elysium. That's coming out September 28th, I think.
29th, I believe.
20th or 29th, which is one of the games that starts that hell month. This game looks great. This game looks like a mixture of like what fucking Souls, Kingdom Hearts, and DMC, but your Valkyrie ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, you see, I don't know who you're playing as, but you see her using fucking Nibelheim Valesti at the end of the trailer. Gungnir's in it. It looks good. It looks dated, like at least character model wise, but it looks like a game
Yeah,
that
it
will be
does.
enjoyable.
It does. It's been a while since the last, like, real Valkyrie profile game, so it's nice to have it back.
Mm-hmm.
I did want this to be Hrist's game, and it very much is not, which is a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But at least she turns up in it, so, I mean,
Yeah.
not that she ever wasn't going to.
Like I said, I have uh no experience with Valkyrie profile games.
I have played through Silmeria, and I have played through a bit of and watched the rest of Lenneth. Speaking of, Valkyrie Profile comes with a deluxe edition, and I don't often speak about deluxe editions because I think most of the time they are scams. This one's pretty good. This comes with a whole different game.
Yeah.
This comes with the aforementioned Valkyrie Profile Lenneth. Whilst I would have preferred Silmeria, I have to assume Lenneth was chosen because it's going to be in some way more important to this title directly. So, engrave this upon your souls. September 29th, this game comes out. Look forward to it.
Yep. Yeah, so this is my hell month, all right? September 27th, Trails from Azure. No, Trails to Zero. Trails from Zero. I forget how they. I think it's Trails from Zero. The English version comes out. Finally, the English localization comes out. Um, then you have September 29th, Valkyrie Elysium. Uh, September 29th, Kurono Kiseki 2 Crimson Sin comes out in Japan, which I buy all the time. October 11th, Forspoken. October 27th, Star Ocean: The Divine Force. And then, I'm not gonna buy it, but any other people that are like super into JRPGs, in September, fucking Diofield Chronicles comes out, and that's the fucking the tactical style game that's coming out
Hey, where's
for
all this
Square.
money coming from that you're gonna pay for all these games with?
Well, I mean, I have a job, so that's exactly where it's coming from. Uh,
Fair enough, fair enough.
the question is, where's the time gonna come from?
That is fair.
There'll just be a lot of stuff to talk about on the podcast. Moving on. In a
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
Activision Blizzard, they bought Spellbreak, which is the
Sure did.
mage battle royale game that was actually not doing like extremely well, but it wasn't doing horrible. Like people actually enjoyed playing the game. They forced the company to close down Spellbreak, the game, and start making them work on Warcraft content.
A small update to that story, actually.
Oh yeah.
So far as I'm aware, at least off of what I've read, a lot of the execs from the Spellbreak team kind of saw the writing on the wall and realized their product wasn't going to be the success they needed it to be. So I don't know about the individual developers, but the execs were like, they saw the writing on the wall. And they were more or less down for this because it saved their team from just not having work eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know about the rest of everyone's feelings on this, and I cannot even say that that is entirely true. But rumor suggests that this was done or done for the greater good. Not by Activision Blizzard, but by the Spellbreak company themselves.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm working for a company that ends up being bought up by Activision Blizzard during this
Oh, I'm
time,
big worried. I'm big worried.
I would be sitting here like, yeah, you know what? Here's my resignation. I'm sure there's another company that would want me. Because at this point in time, I am not working for Activision Blizzard.
I mean, yeah, there's something to be said for not trusting having a long-term employment with that company, but I mean, it's nice to have on the resume. They'll be bolstering Warcraft's stuff. I don't even know what they're doing for Warcraft. I think I remember hearing something about a couple of creative endeavors they want to give a go to, and this is the company that's in charge of that. But I can't say for certain. I don't play World of Warcraft. It's not something I have much love for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I hope that Dragonlance doesn't fail because I know people who do play, but what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Blizzard is Blizzard, and Blizzard hasn't been doing the best.
Yep. Speaking of not doing the best, though, Niantic, the developers of Pokemon Go, they're apparently dealing with some massive layoffs and cancellations on various projects because they cannot move past the success that Pokemon Go was.
Yeah, that's really weird. Like,
I
I
mean,
would have assumed that they would just keep this project going with a smaller team and be trying to bridge out into something else. But evidently, not only is that not the case, but they're proving to be unwilling to even give it the chance because it's just not as safe a bet as making continuous money off this title, which true though that may be, man, that is bleak.
One hit wonders, man. They're not just for music. Yeah, I mean it sucks for a lot of the people that worked at Niantic that got laid off. Um, I don't. I mean it all depends. Like obviously, Niantic, they they're mainly like a mobile game company. Their biggest game was a mobile game, and I mean everybody fucking loved it. I don't know if Pokemon Go was starting to not generate them enough money anymore. That they, I mean, obviously a company wants to branch out and do other things, obviously all the time. But I don't understand. I don't understand how they can't just like, I don't know. I'm not a video game developer, so I can't put a, I cannot make a comment on it. It just sucks. It just sucks to hear that they cannot move past that because Pokemon Go was very successful.
Is as far as I'm aware.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, even
Yeah,
during the pandemic, it was like super successful
somehow it
because
was still successful. Yeah,
well,
and
they
they've
changed it to where you didn't have to walk around anymore.
mhm. And
So
despite that, these other 4 games that they had on the fire, they just did not have faith in.
yep. Who knows? Maybe they can pick it back up. Maybe they'll come up with another good idea like Pokemon Go.
Hey, if nothing else, I mean, look forward to Peridot,
Peridot?
another game. Don't worry about it.
No. um, I mean, at least with some of the people that worked at Niantic, they have on their resume that they developed for Pokemon Go.
It's a pretty big success story.
Yeah. So, um, you know what's an even better success story?
Do tell.
Final Fantasy 1.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, it was.
it proved to not be so final.
No. And neither is Stranger of Paradise. Because we got their first big DLC trailer this week.
Hey,
Stranger of Paradise, Trial of the Dragon King. I didn't know that they were starting with
Trial
this
of the
one.
Dragon.
Trial of the Dragon. Yeah, they showed the DLC where you fight against Bahamut and what looks to be the Warrior of Light.
Yep, you get to be the first boss, Final Fantasy 1,
Yeah.
as you should have be.
I mean, it looks really good. I mean, I played and beat uh Stranger of Paradise. I will probably get this. I think it comes out in September. Hopefully it doesn't require you to have hopefully it doesn't require you to have been doing endgame. Because as soon as I beat that game, I turned the game off. I got through it and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to do any of the raids or anything. But you know, if they give me the choice to fight Warrior of Light and Bahamut, I will hop back in to play it because we didn't get to fight. We didn't get to fight them in the base game. So
I am surprised that they weren't like the final bosses.
I'm surprised Warrior of Light wasn't the final boss. Bahamut I can understand Bahamut because
No, yeah, that's fair.
Bahamut's more of for the Warriors of Light to fight. Instead of Jack Garland or whatever in Chaos.
Sure.
But I think honestly, you know, the ending of Stranger of Paradise may have been a lot better if the last, like, it may not have been like maybe a boss battle, but the last thing you have to do was actually fight Warrior of Light.
Yeah, I just expected, because I did not play this game. I did suspect that that was going to be the ending, and I was surprised when it in fact was not.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. That'd have been honestly a great way to end that game. But it wasn't. But we get to do it in this DLC, which, I mean, you have to pay for it. So if you didn't get the season pass, so buy the season pass if you want these DLCs. So Dalit, Corey
So
Barlog doesn't tweet very often.
he very much doesn't.
He likes to sit and do his work, which is great
He does.
because he shits out really good work.
Oh
Um,
boy, does he.
um, so when he does tweet, it's one in reply. Actually, there's three reasons why he retweets. One is in the reply to fuck David Jaffe, who was the original person behind
Yes.
God of War. All right. Um, and normally when he's replying to David Jaffe, it's probably making fun of him because David Jaffe's an idiot. All right. Two, it's because he wants to talk about his video game, and he's like advertising his video game. Three, it's to talk about how people need to not send dick pics to his developers to try to get them to reveal the release date for God of War Ragnarok.
I'm still trying desperately to wrap my mind around how one should lead to the other. I mean, realistically, this was just an attempt from a bunch of children to, harass someone and maybe, I don't know, get information, but I have to assume that even they're smart enough to know they were never getting any information from this. Like, this was just hateful stupidity.
Yeah. And
Like, these are things we should not have to tell you not to do. Come now.
I'm just like, oh my god. Like the guy that tweeted was like, or the person that tweeted, the developer that tweeted was like, I am not going to tell anybody the release date until it's out, and you sending me dick pics is definitely not going to get me to do that. And Corey Barlog tweeted, and he's like, I can't believe I have to say this, but do not
Seriously.
fucking send dick pics to my developers.
Yeah, this is a stunning thing to have to go through. I feel very, very badly for her, but
Yeah.
just oh, guys, guys, get your fucking head straight. Really? What's the plan here?
That's why the internet shouldn't exist.
I don't know about that. I have to make little use of it.
I mean, I have to make a lot of use of it too, but I mean, there are some reasons that there's reasons people shouldn't be on the internet.
Man, every so often I wonder, man, is anonymity really so great a thing?
I know. I'm like, do we really need to not know who this person is? Can we just delete them from the
But
internet,
yeah,
please?
I mean, like, this is a shitty thing to do.
Mhm.
Don't do it. I I know it doesn't need to be said. I mean, clearly it does, which is baffling, but like don't do it. Don't harass them. Sure as hell don't sexually harass them. Just let them get through with their work.
Don't
It'll
talk
be
to them.
out when it's ready.
Don't talk to them. Simple as that. You have no reason to message a God of War Ragnarok dev. There's no reason. They want to talk to you, they'll message you. It's simple as that.
In other news, hope fucking God of War's going well. Looking forward to that.
It hasn't
Crackjack
been
job
delayed
team.
yet. It hasn't been delayed yet. So I'm
Still,
assuming it's not being
still
delayed.
hoping, still hoping that's not true. That it stays on for this year. Very much looking forward to that.
Yes. I
And
want
yeah, again, so sorry you all had to deal with this shit.
yeah.
Jesus.
Fuck people. So, I used to play TERA online for a
Did
little bit.
you?
Yeah.
I did not know
I
this.
actually rated in TERA for a little bit.
I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the few months before the Reaper job came out. The Reaper class came out. We did this thing called Wonderholm. It's just like kind of this Alice in Wonderland inspired raid or whatever, where at the end you fought a gigantic like worm slug thing. Like
Were they
the
sinking cities with this giant?
no.
Oh, all right.
It's fun. I played a healer in it. A Terra actually, it's not a horrible game. It's not everybody's game. It's
Boy, oh
very
boy, is it not.
it's a very Korean game. But it was actually pretty fun from like the few months that I played. Like I said, it was easy to get the max level. It was easy to hop into raid. I was actually part of part of a guild that was started by um a very prolific Dojin author.
You know, there was absolutely no way for me to know where you were gonna end up after
Yeah.
starting that sentence, but let me tell you that I surely was wrong because you somehow managed to end up so far away from what I was assuming.
Yeah. I was part of like a guild. I don't know if they called it. I forget if they called it guilds in there. Um, but yeah, I was part of it. It was started by that guy. The guy didn't play it anymore. Um, but it was that specific guild was started by that person. I was like, that's pretty cool. Um, no,
Astounding.
that game's fun. Unfortunately, its online PC servers are shutting down or
Yeah.
shut down.
Oh, they've already shut down, have they?
I think so. I think they went ahead and went through with it this week. Um,
Well, sorry to all of you who wanted more of that. I can't speak to any amount of knowledge about this game. Hopefully, you find yourself a nice new home in Final Fantasy 14. I mean,
yeah.
wherever it is you end up.
You mean, are you talking about the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy 14?
That might be.
Might be okay. Yeah. I mean, the game was fun, and honestly, it was definitely towards the end of its life cycle. This game that TERA has been out for fucking forever. Um, it got a bunch of expansions or whatever. It honestly is probably one of the longest running Korean games, Korean MMOs. Um,
Yeah, those don't tend to have very long life cycles, do they?
yeah, no, they don't. I mean, they usually last for a while or whatever, but TERA was still pretty popular. There was like one of the most popular, like, cause like Blade and Soul fucking died off like
It
immediately.
was really fast, yeah, for all the hype that went into it.
Yeah. You don't see much of Solo at the moment, and Solo literally came out like a year and a half ago.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, it's sad to see it go, but there's still a lot of memories in there of me of playing that bit, and it was a fun game. So, again, hopefully you guys find people that did play it find a new MMO to congregate towards. 14. I mean, that's the best one on the market at the moment.
It is
um,
known.
it is known. Yeah. What is also known is that single player games are good. But apparently the guy that
Goodness
runs
gracious.
apparently the guy from the EA Twitter decided to joke about it.
Like,
Yeah.
come
She's a
on.
10, but she plays single player games.
Like, community rep, what are you doing? You're supposed to be better than the company you represent. Like, you're the
Uh,
guys who we constantly say, look, they're just a community rep. They have to say stuff. This was just a bad take. What were you doing? What were you doing?
everybody and dude, it got so much backlash too. They're like, bruh, when
They
it,
got ratioed hard.
dude, it's so fucked because like the the most popular game of the past couple of years from EA is a single player game. It's fucking Star Wars.
Jedi? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jedi Fallen Order. It's honestly the game that's keeping a part of EA probably still alive.
I mean,
Um,
it's just like the reason why single player games have they well, first of all, they do not have that reputation of being less than any other games. But the reason why that's even a talking point is just because execs are trying to make it true.
mhm.
Like single player games are the games that win all the awards for like narrative and storytelling, and it's like, oh my goodness, can you imagine in an age with Last of Us, Final Fantasy VII, and bloody all these like the sheer
Star
amount
Wars
of
Jedi Fallen Order.
the sheer amount of well, yeah, that of course, because you make that EA, and the sheer amount of JRPGs coming out this year alone that you hit send on that tweet and don't just leave that in the drafts.
Yeah. So I can go ahead and say that this community rep probably got fired. You want to know why?
Oh, I wouldn't have expected that. What makes you say that?
Okay, so they made the tweet. They're a 10, but they only like playing single player games. All right. And then they quote retweeted themselves saying, "Roast well deserved. We'll take this L calls cuz playing single player games actually makes them an 11." All right. Obviously crowd control, all right.
I did see that, yeah.
Damage control, all right. They haven't tweeted anything since, and that was June 30th. And
Oh.
and before that, they tweeted like pretty much every other day.
I don't know that I think he's fired. I definitely think they're gonna let this cool out before they go back to tweeting regularly. But yeah, I mean, maybe next time you have a thought, you just don't act on it immediately. Run it past a couple of people that maybe don't work in the same building as you.
Yeah. They probably look at him and be like, "Dude, just don't tweet for a while, okay?
Yeah, just
Shut the fuck
let
up
them
for
forget
now."
about you. This is the internet. There'll be a new controversy in like 3 days tops.
Yeah. It was just hilarious. I saw that on Facebook and I was like, wait a minute. No, they couldn't have. And then I looked it
I
up and I was
also
like,
thought it
oh
was
my
fake. Yeah.
god.
Yeah, I absolutely also thought it was fake. I had to go look it up.
Fucking hilarious. And our last bit of news, 12 years later, or not 11 years later, we still got to talk about this video game because, it's the best goddamn video game to ever exist, apparently.
Every
Skyrim.
day, the world finds new and exciting ways to make this game relevant again.
Yeah. Well, Skyrim now has a full co-op mod coming out at the end of this week.
It should
July
be
9th,
noted
I think.
that this particular mod is different than the base co-op because it's had co-op for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
This is how many? How many was it? 8 people.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's around that. But like,
8-person co-op.
and
That's
it,
nutty.
and it's apparently been tested to where it actually runs like really well. So honestly, it might be interesting to play to play Skyrims with some friends.
I haven't played that game in years. Maybe it is time to dust it off again.
I mean, I think I've bought it a couple of times just because of how many fucking different editions of this game has come out.
I've only bought it the one time on PC. I did own it on console as well. But it has upgraded itself a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got Skyrim. I think I had the Skyrim Legendary Edition and I think the new edition. Oh yeah, Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition. Yeah. And then obviously who has Skyrim on PC obviously has Skyrim Script Extender because that game is that game you play it once and then you mod the fuck out of it.
I mean, I don't think I even played it once through without modding it. I'm going to be real with you.
No, my history with Skyrim was I didn't play it when it first came out. It took me like two years, all right? And then I went over to a friend's house and I was staying at this guy's house for like 2 weeks, all right? And he had his Xbox set up and he had Skyrim on his Xbox and I was like Eli, I'm gonna play Skyrim. He's like, okay. So I load up Skyrim and I proceed to play Skyrim that entire 2 weeks. All right. Honestly, that was probably one of the greatest 2 weeks I had in my life because that Skyrim on your first time is just honestly just like ridiculously fun.
You never stop finding new things.
Yeah. And the most hilarious part of this story is that my friend had it set up to where if there's an option to play on higher difficulties, the game automatically sets it to the highest difficulty because Xbox had that. His Xbox had that Xbox had that ability. All right. I was playing that game on Legendary without even knowing it. In the beginning of the game, there's a bear that you can run into. All right. And
Sure is.
he looked at me. He my friend looked at me and goes, "John, go fuck up that bear." All right. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it, dude." I walk up to that bear. That bear back slaps me all the way across the fucking the hill. All right. and a one shot kills me, and I'm like, we sat here and we're like, oh, what the fuck? I got my revenge on that bear, because I knew that if I got hit by it, I would die. So I did other things to kill it. Now I played that entire game on Legendary without realizing it. It was like towards the end where I was like, why is this game so fucking hard? All right, I was like, there is no reason this game should be hard. And I looked at the difficulty and it said on Legendary, and I was like, oh, that's why.
That would explain that, wouldn't it?
There was a time I was caught under a bridge between a necromancer and a fucking dragon. All right, I had a necromancer on one side of this bridge, and I had a dragon attacking me on the other side of this bridge. And me and my friend were sitting here like, John, what the fuck is going on with this game? Why are you just getting butt fucked everywhere, man? Honestly, it was the greatest couple of weeks of my life. I would go back. I would go back in time to relive those 2 weeks.
Would that we could. Would that we could.
We could. Yep. Oh, but that's all our news this week, and I made sure to look on Twitter. I made sure to look on Twitter.
Oh no breaking news.
No breaking news. I mean, Kayoko has a green screened a billboard to say he's live from Texas.
Amazing.
Yeah, no news. No breaking news. Thank God. Melody of Memories is 50% off until the 20th of July. So if you never played Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories and you want to get it, that's 50% off.
I haven't. I'm still not going to get it, but that's actually a really good deal.
Yep. And the box art for fucking Valkyrie Elysium looks fucking sick.
Man, the artwork that has been coming out for that game looks amazing.
Yep. Cannot wait. It's good. This is good. Good couple of months coming up. A lot of JRPGs. Yeah. JRPG hell months. Man. So many JRPGs.
I put about 100 hours into every JRPG I play. I don't have that kind of time.
No. I mean, it's a good thing you're only going to be playing you're only going to be playing 3. You got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at the end of this month, right? This gives you the entire month of August, the entire month of September to put in as much time as you really want in that game, all right? At the end of September,
I have a funny feeling it's going to be a lot.
At the end of September, you have Valkyrie Elysium, all right?
I do, yeah.
And you're going to get that because
I am.
You've played the Valkyrie game, so you're at least attached to it more than I am. And then, like you said, you're not 100% sure, but you have a full month from Valkyrie Elysium all the way to Star Ocean Divine Force, if you so do decide to buy Star Ocean 6.
Yeah, if I decide to do that to myself. And then, of course, after that comes Reunion.
Yeah, but that's months later, because they just said winter. That could be anywhere between
Did they say
middle.
Winter?
Yeah, it said winter, so that's anywhere from middle of December to the middle of March. They literally just said this winter. So
I thought they did. But I thought they specified this year, which would mean like November, December.
No, they said this winter for Reunion and next winter for Rebirth.
Okay, if they didn't put a year on it, then yeah, that could mean anywhere until March. Probably just February though. But
that's December 21st to March 21st, or March 21st or something like that. So
does winter begin in December?
Yeah.
God, I thought it would begin in November. All right, look, let's not stay on this because the longer we stay, the worse I look. What are you doing this week?
And the longer we stay on it, the less time we have to play Monster Hunter Rise, because that's what we're going to be doing.
Correct. The only correct answer.
I have no plans other than playing Monster Hunter Rise for this entire week.
Yes, entirely truthful.
I am off the next 2 days.
I am not, but I have more time than you, generally speaking, so...
Yeah. Sunbreak, bruh. That's what we'll be playing.
Yeah, sure is.
If you got to this end of this section, or this end of this video, all you need to know is Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is good, and you should get it, and you can be OP for like the first 50% of this game because they give you super powered armor and weapons that will blast you through low rank and high rank all
Oh,
the way up to the beginning of
100%. Hey, look, listen. If you buy this game, get the Defender stuff.
yes,
Get the black belt stuff. Anyone who makes you feel shitty about using that to get caught up to where everyone else is having fun is
fuck
not your
them.
friend.
Yeah.
Blast through that. Join us in the end game. We'll
Yeah.
see you there.
Evan's been like, he's like, I've been shitting all over these because of what they give us, and I was like, oh yeah, I
I
forgot to give
believe
you the
it. Yeah,
armor.
I believe that. I took a look at some of that armor because I thought it was like you had to purchase it or something. The armor, I
No,
think you do, but the Guardian weapons are just there, and they're actually really good.
yeah. So, yeah, it's full tier 7 armor, and it gives you that can be upgraded, and the weapons can be upgraded to 150 attack. So it's ridiculous. So, anyway, that's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week. We out.
Hey, be good. See you then. Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely